I'm thrilled to introduce you to our April Business Spotlight, Shelly Brashear with ManageMowed, a company that's been shaking up the landscaping industry in the Oklahoma City area. ManageMowed is a full-service commercial landscaping and exterior care company that specializes in designing and maintaining outdoor spaces that are both beautiful and functional. From basic lawn care and upkeep to thoughtful low-maintenance plant selection to irrigation work, they handle it all, and they do it with exceptional professionalism and expertise. Shelly is a true standout in the community. She is knowledgeable and dedicated and passionate about providing the best possible service to her clients. As a real estate agent, helping clients prepare their homes to sell, I have worked with Shelly on numerous occasions, and I can tell you firsthand that she is an absolute lifesaver. Her attention to detail and commitment to quality have made a huge difference for my clients, and I am so grateful for her partnership. So without further ado, let's get started and learn more about Shelly and ManageMowed. Hey guys, I'm here with Shelly Brashear with ManageMowed, and I have to tell you, I met Shelly, it's been a couple of years ago, I think, and she saved the day for me, and ever since then, I just have, I'm just such a fan. So, how long have you guys been in business?
We are starting our third growing season,
Okay.
so third spring, so
Okay.
2 full years in, so that's where we are. Yeah,
Cool. And before that, you were in education.
I was.
And then you and your husband opened this business, and you focus on commercial?
That's right.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we
tell
do
me a
focus.
little bit about that.
Okay, well, we do focus on the commercial world, and there's a lot of opportunity to help people who don't have time to take care of what's going on the outside of their business. So we manage the flower beds, the color change out, those types of things for people who they've got enough stuff going on the inside of the building. We like to help take care of what's going on the outside of the building.
Great. Okay. Well, and what they did for us too was in listing prep, we had an HOA require like it was like 27 plants.
A very specific number of plants.
It was like if they wanted 27 like shrubbery.
Yes. It was very specific everywhere.
And so I had to call Shelly and say, I need 27 shrubs in this front flower bed. It was the most bizarre situation, but your crew came out and took care of it. Yeah. And the HOA came out and counted the shrubs and
literally
and said good
Yes.
to go. So speaking of your crew, tell me, give me an example. We were talking about that story about how compassionate they are. So I would love to hear about that.
Okay, well, it was a very sweet story that happened. It was last summer actually at one of our assisted living places. And our crew arrived to do the work, and for them to access the courtyard, they have to be very careful. In fact, they have to lift the lawnmower and things like that over the carpet as they are entering, because it's a very secure place and there's no exit, no exterior entrances. And as the guys walked out into the courtyard, they noticed there were several older people out there, which was a bit unusual that they were out there. And one of the sweet little ladies stopped one of our crew and said, please help us find our turtles. The turtles are out. We need some help. And so the guys went and found a box from somewhere, and they scrounged around and they found the turtles that the sweet little ladies
gathered up the turtles.
They were, yes, before. And it was good to do that before they mowed. So timing was really, really good on that. But it just goes to show that, there are good people in the world. They want to do good things. They want to do good work. And I'm just really happy that they're part of my team.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the compassion that it takes to say, because a lot of people say, well, that's not my job.
Oh,
Let me go find somebody else.
Yeah.
And I love that they did that. So when you're going in and looking at business and talking to a business owner about what they want, what are some great questions that a business owner what are some great conversations that you might have with the business owner about so you can figure out how best to help them?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I always like to try and get an apples to apples comparison, and see what have they been having as far as their lawn care maintenance goes. And sometimes, again, talking about being busy, they may not really know. They may say, we got a guy, I'm not sure he's here, I can't get a hold of him, that type of thing. But we do try to find out, what it is you're expecting right now. And then we want to give you an apples to apples kind of comparison, and then offer also suggestions. I would say one big one that we're seeing now, there's a lot of people who don't have weed control going on. And with the cold cold, wet spring like we've had. You see that henbit coming up with little purple flowers and all.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, just being able to say, have you considered this? I think we can make it work financially for you to have this as an added benefit.
Yeah.
So those are, just a quick example, I think, of that.
And you guys do irrigation, repair,
we do. And installation.
Oh, and
irrigation.
installation.
Yeah. Install and repair. Yeah.
Okay. And trees?
Trees. We can trim trees. That's part of our standard scope, is to trim trees that are up to 13 feet. Higher tree work, yes, we can do as well.
Okay.
We can grind stumps and remove, of course, brush, debris. We do cleanups too. I forgot to share a little story about a particular restaurant chain that we work for, and they had homeless encampment behind their property. And what they asked us to do, and we were able to fulfill this, was first of all to clean and get the debris out, but they also wanted to not make it quite as inviting to go back there. So we literally got a load of manure from the zoo at their request and we spread it. So it took care of the problem in the short term. I don't know how that will work for the long term, but
well, people experiencing homelessness is such an issue in Oklahoma City right now, and that's something that total side note, that's something that our government is looking into, like how can we help people who are experiencing that. But as a business owner, it's just not good for your business, and so that's an interesting solution. So
it was the general manager, that was his request, so we were able to
so funny
make that happen.
What are some mistakes that you see people making with their business landscaping?
With their business landscaping, I would say one of the big things is not getting the weed control and fertilization in. It seems like it's just maybe cost prohibitive, but in the long run, the curb appeal that it can bring to you is very, very beneficial. That is a big piece. Power washing might be another one. You don't pay attention in the parking lot because all the cars are there, but it can have a detrimental impact.
Do you guys power wash too?
We can do that, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. So I would love to hear maybe some tips that you might have, tips or maybe some things to be aware of as we're moving into spring.
Okay. Yeah, as spring comes on, everybody, the first time that we get a warm day, we all want to run out and plant something, which we have to resist the urge. It's so wonderful though. But honestly, we're going to have probably cool temperatures, and the ground will even be cool even up until the first week of April, typically Easter. And a good rule of thumb for a lot of people who work commercially is if your budget is tight and you need to make your spring flowers last as long as possible, you don't want to put them in when you're going to have a chance of a freeze. And so waiting until that week after Easter usually is kind of the rule of thumb, getting your spring colors kind of set like that. And you also might want to mix some hardy color like pansies, who have been able to handle things, along with some of your more delicate things that will be heat-loving type flowers like your petunias and things like that.
Okay.
Impatiens. Okay.
Cool. Well, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's a great phone number to reach ManageMowed?
You can call me at 405-437-4092.
Okay, great. And so Shelly will ManageMowed will be featured in our newsletter. So that's they're going to be our featured business, spotlight business for April. And so we'll have all of those links in the newsletter, as well as all of our social media. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for the invite. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
You are welcome.